Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing my March and April so far book haul. So as you know, I redid my shelves and I didn't film my book haul before that, so I'm a little bit confused about what I got in March versus what I got in April, and I thought that I would just do everything new that I have so far to show you. Here are all the things that I have gotten in March and April thus far. So the first thing, which I kind of debated including in here because it's not technically mine, is The Wicked King by Holly Black. This actually belongs to Monica from She Might Be Monica, but she was kind enough to lend me her copy and I have been reading it since the night that she gave it to me. I am savoring every single word within this book. I love it so much. I've been texting Monica constantly because I have a lot of feelings, and yeah, I'm so excited. I really want to get my own copy. I'm really hoping they'll have them at BEA because it's gorgeous. I love the cover. I love everything about it. I'm just so excited to have it. So I was like, I feel like I need to talk about it. I, in fact, would rather be reading this than filming, so sorry. So I got two Barnes & Noble hardcover classics. The first one being Aladdin and the Arabian Nights. I really love this cover. This one was just released. It's one of the shorter ones. It has the gold tipped pages and the back says Open Sesame, and I'm pretty excited to read this. Then I've also got The Complete Tales of Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne, and I really want to read this one before the Christopher Robin movie comes out. It's just so pretty, and this one is quite large. From Book Outlet, I got a copy of The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This one I've heard compared to The Night Circus, so I'm really looking forward to getting to reading this one. I haven't heard great things about the second book, but I'm really looking forward to this one specifically. And then I also got And I Darken by Kirsten White, and this one is a Vlad the Impaler retelling, but the main character is a female, and I again have heard amazing things about this, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one too. Then I've got Sight Witch by Susan Dennard, which I'm so excited to read. This is coming out this year, and then Blood Witch is going to be coming out next year, which I was so excited for that one, but I'm okay as long as I have something in the Witchland series this year. And I actually pre-ordered this one from Good Choice Reading, so it is signed. It says for Kristen from Susan Dennard. Then I have the first two books in an adult thriller series. The first one being Still House Lake by Rachel Kane, and the second one being Kilman's Creek. And I actually gave this book to my mom for her birthday, and she loved it so much. She read it in a day because she was so addicted to it. And I told her there was a second one, and she was like, oh my god, I need it. So I ordered it and I had it sent to her. So she got this one, and she also read this one really quick, and then she gave them to me because she thought that I might like to read them as well. So thanks, Mom. Then I've got Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. This one I'm really looking forward to reading because it is another YA book, but it's set in college, and it follows a guy and a girl who kind of become each other's emergency contacts, and they start talking to each other constantly over text and kind of relying on each other and building a relationship that way. And it sounds like it's going to be super cute, but I know that everybody has been talking about this, so I'm sure you have already heard the synopsis plenty of times. Then I got a finished copy of Daughter of the Siren Queen by Trisha Levenseller. I really loved and enjoyed the first book, and I also really enjoyed the second book as well, so I decided to get a finished copy for my collection. Next I have this arc that I am so excited about. It is called Grim Lovelies, and it is by Megan Shepherd. It follows a main character named Anouk, who is an animal, and then she's enchanted into a human, and I believe it takes place in a Parisian town, and she works as a servant for an evil mistress, but then the evil mistress gets murdered, and Anouk only has 3 more days before she's going to revert back to her animal form. So she goes back out into the world in order to try to find a way to keep that spell going so that she can continue being human. Then I picked up the graphic novel The Prince and the Dressmaker. This is by Jen Wang, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I've heard really sweet things about it so far, but it follows a prince who really likes to wear dresses and his dressmaker who makes those dresses for him, and it just sounds like it's going to be so cute. Then I got books 2 and 3 of the Falconer Trilogy by Elizabeth May. I absolutely loved the first book. It was a 5-star read for me, so I knew that I would want to complete the collection and get the second 2 books in hardcover as well. The second one being The Vanishing Throne, and the third one being The Fallen Kingdom. This is an awesome fantasy series about fairies, and it takes place in Scotland, and it's very quick paced. It's very Buffy the Vampire Slayer-esque, and I just really loved that first one, so I'm looking forward to reading these two as well. Then Del Rey sent me a copy of Only Human by Sylvain Neuvel, and I'm so excited to read this one. I really enjoyed the first 2 books, and this is the conclusion to the Themis Files trilogy, so I can't wait to find out what's gonna happen. But these books are so beautiful. So this is the third one. It's stayed in the same exact theme as the first two, except it's red. And then once you take the covers, got paper inside there. Once you take the covers off, there's always something beautiful beneath the cover too. And this one is just as gorgeous as the first two. So I'm so excited to have this and to add it to my collection. This is definitely like my favorite adult sci-fi series that I've ever read. So I'm really looking forward to finding out how it's going to end. And then while I'm talking about Del Rey, they also sent me 2 more books that I'm so excited to have. As you guys know, I want to read all of the Star Wars books. So they sent me Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and this is the novelization of the film, but it has some extra scenes in it that I'm so excited to read. This is by Jason Fry, and this one came out in March. And then this one I'm so excited about. This is Last Shot. This is by Daniel Jose Older, and this is a book that is just about Han and Lando, so I'm expecting like a really fun buddy cop type kind of novel. It sounds like it's gonna be so awesome, and here we have on the cover, this is Han here. You can actually take the cover off and you can reverse it, refold the pages, and then on that side you've got Lando, so you can kind of decide whether you want to have Lando or Han on the cover. And I'm probably going to switch mine periodically because I really like both of them. Then I've got Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. This one comes out in May and I'm really looking forward to reading it, although it sounds like it's going to be a very tough read because it follows a girl who is a twin and she has a best friend, and her best friend accuses the girl's twin brother of raping her, which just sounds like it's going to be a really difficult thing to cope with. But I know Monica from She Might Be Monica already read it and she really enjoyed it. She said that it was really tough, but it was really well done. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. Then Scholastic sent me a copy of Ozland. This is by Wendy Spinell, and this is the 3rd and final book in this trilogy. The first one was Everland, the second one was Umberland, and each of them follows a different children's classic fairy tale. So the first one was based on Peter Pan, the second one was on Alice in Wonderland, and now this third one is on Wizard of Oz. I haven't read the first 2 yet. I do know that my library has them, so I'm planning on reading those and then getting to this one. Really like the cover for it. Then I got I Have Lost My Way by Gail Forman. I already made a video about this book, which I will link to down below, but I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It sounds like it's going to be really good, and I've really liked Gail's other books, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Then I got a finished copy of Tequila Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, which I haven't read yet. I've been talking about this book since I got an arc of it at New York Comic Con because I really think that this is going to be a 5-star read for me, but I've just been putting it off and putting it off because, well, originally I was putting it off because I wanted to read it in 2018 so that it could be one of my favorite books of 2018, but now I've just been putting it off because I don't know why. I think I'm like scared because I just know like, I'm like, am I going to love it as much as I think I'm going to love it? And I really hope that I will. And I really do plan on getting to it soon. It's always been ranked like #1 on my next to read on Goodreads, and I just keep surpassing it and I don't know why. Then I have The Case for Jaime by Brittany Cavallaro. This is the 3rd book in the Sherlock Holmes series, I believe it's called. Yes. This is, the 3rd book. So I read the first one, I really liked it. I still have to read the second one, but I was like, I like it enough that I'm gonna buy the 3rd one without having read the second. So I'll probably just marathon these at some point in the near future. Then I've got Defy the Stars and Defy the Worlds, both by Claudia Gray. These were sent to me by The Novel, and I really loved Claudia Gray's Princess Leia book, as I've mentioned a couple times now. So I'm really looking forward to reading these. These are of her own creation, but they are sci-fi books and they sound like they're going to be really good. This one's pretty thick. They had a cover redesign, but I do really like this cover and I think that this one is really pretty as well. So I'm looking forward to reading these soon. Then I got a finished copy of Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. This is by the same author who wrote Alex Approximately, which I really loved. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. This is another book that I've talked about in a couple of videos. It follows a guy and a girl who come from these families that do not get along. They're compared to the modern day California versions of the Montagues and the Capulets, and the two of them get stuck together and kind of lost on this camping trip, and it just sounds like it's going to be super cute. The next book that I have is In Other Lands by Sarah Reese Brennan. This one I picked up after hearing Jane from It's Jane Lindsay just rave about it in numerous videos, and there's mermaids on the cover, so that looks pretty promising to me. Then I picked up the rest of the Books of Bayern series by Shannon Hale on Book outlet because they were a really good price. So I got Emma Burning, River Secrets, and Forestborn, which has my favorite cover of all of them. But I really like these new covers. I think that they're really pretty, and I've been meaning to read this series for the longest time, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. I also obviously got the Minalima edition of The Little Mermaid. I've been so highly anticipating this book, and I really like that it has a ton of other fairy tales in it as well. It has the Snow Queen, has a lot of Thumbelina, like a lot of different fairy tales from Hans Christian Andersen. So I'm really looking forward to reading through this entire book, probably very soon. Then I've heard really good things about Michael J Sullivan, who writes adult high fantasy, and I really wanted to check out some of his books. So I contacted Sam from Novels and Nonsense because I know that she really likes him, and she was kind enough to tell me which series to start with, because there's actually 2 trilogies that he wrote that are both set within the same world, and he wrote the first trilogy and then he wrote the second trilogy, but the second trilogy is actually a prequel to the first trilogy. So I was like, what do I start with? So she was kind enough to help me, and I ended up picking up the first set of books. The first one is Theft of Swords. The second one is Rise of the Empire. And the third one is Heir of Novern, probably saying that wrong. But I believe that there are multiple novels within each of these. They're pretty thick, but they sound like they're going to be really good. So I'm really looking forward to reading them, and you can actually buy them from the author's own website and he will send them to you signed. So that is what I opted for. Then, as you know, I've been reading a lot of Sarah Dessen books so that I can catch up on her backlist. So I picked up This Lullaby, which will be the book that I read once I finish reading Dreamland, which I'm currently reading. Then a couple more classics that I got the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. I have 3 other books within this same like design that I got from Book Depository, and I'm excited to add this one to my collection. I like the gold foil, and I love that it's like cloth bound, and it's like a nice little pocket edition. And then the same company who published that, which is Articus Books, they also did a version of The Snow Queen, and this is a very strange shape for a book, but I do think that it's really pretty. I really like it. And they also did the Nutcracker and something called the Fir Tree, and those 3 are all like the same shape, so I might get those as well so that I have not just this one randomly shaped book. Then I got 2 more of the like nature classic books. I don't know the name of the collection, but I got Natural History Essays by Henry David Thoreau, and I also got Canoeing in the Wilderness, also by Henry David Thoreau. And I have 4 other books that are in the same collection that are out in my living room area, so I'm going to add this to there. But I'm really looking forward to reading these, especially as spring and summer is coming, because I feel like so much more in touch with nature during those seasons, and I just want to like be out walking and just like enjoying the scenery and everything. Then I got the new paperback editions of An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night. These were sent to me by Penguin Teen, so thank you so much, Penguin. I am so excited to have these. I currently have 1 copy of An Ember in the Ashes and 2 copies of A Torch Against the Night, and I have been searching for that UK hardback edition of An Ember in the Ashes for quite a while now, and I will find it at some point because I need it for my collection. But I'm excited to add these as well, and I'm planning on rereading them before the 3rd book comes out, A Reaper in the Gates. Really excited about it because I really loved these books and they're just so wonderful, and they're like floppy paperbacks, which is nice because these will be really easy and enjoyable to reread. Then I got the 80th anniversary edition of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I now have like 4 copies of Rebecca, I think, but I read this book when I was in high school and I really loved it, and I'm really excited to get this one. I think this is such a gorgeous edition. I hope that you can see it, that it's not getting totally washed out, but it looks like a piece of white linen that has been embroidered with these beautiful like Victorian kind of flourishes on it, and then there's an R, and that is outlined in gold, and then it also says in gold foil up here 80th anniversary edition. So I'm just really excited to own this one, and it's a hardback, which is really nice. I also got a new edition of Anne of Green Gables. I believe this is published by White Press. I got it on Amazon, and this is like one of my favorite Anne covers to date, and I kind of want to get the rest of the series in it just because it's so beautiful. And then I also got another set of the Emily books by Ellen Montgomery. First one being Emily of New Moon. Then I have Emily Climbs, and finally Emily's Quest. And I have a different edition of these, but I thought the artwork on these were super beautiful too, so I also picked them up. Then I got this cute little book for creative people called Things Are What You Make of Them, Life Advice for Creatives, which I haven't read yet, but I am planning on reading it very soon. And even like the pages are rainbow. It's really pretty, and it's all just like advice and, you know, saying that things are what you make of them, because I feel like it's really easy for creative people to get down on themselves sometimes. I know it happens to me, and if you're a creative person, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I also got a copy of Heart of Iron from my Owl Crate, and it has the purple pages, and I'm so excited. And I got a finished copy of Skye in the Deep by Adrienne Young, which I'm planning on reading this month, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this. And then actually last, I got this book, which is called Flora of Middleearth, and it is a book that is just about all of the plants within the Lord of the Rings series, like within the world that J.R.R. Tolkien has created. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's more like an encyclopedia type book. It's not like a novel with a narrative, but I think I'm just gonna find it fascinating. And there's lots of illustration, and it sounds like something that is just totally up my alley. Kristen from the future here. I got to my new apartment and I had a box that was waiting for me that is the Fearless Women box from Tor. So I'm actually going to unbox this right now. So first, we have this I Read Fearless Women tote, which is so cute. I like the purple a lot. That's really adorable. This box is gonna be so fun. Oh my gosh. I just have to show you this because it's crazy. Look at all of the stuff that is in here. It's like packaged so nicely, and each book is wrapped individually. I don't know what to start with. Okay, so there's a book in here that tells me all about the things that are included in this box, so I'm not going to look at this because I want to be surprised when I open up all of these individually wrapped books. Oh, sweet! It's the Vicious trading cards. That's exciting. Ooh, and it's all of them. This one is my favorite one, which is Victoria herself, the puppet master, pulling all of the strings for the characters in this book. But we've got Sydney, we've got Eli, we've got Serena, and we've got Victor Vale. And then we also have grapefruit white essential oil, which smells delicious. And we've got a Fearless Women pen and lots of confetti stars. Then I've got like a message in a bottle, which like I almost don't want to open. I want to know what it says, but I don't want to like not be able to put it back in here. Ooh. There's sand. Got this nice little handwritten letter. Hope you enjoy this latest adventure on the high seas. Huh. This might be the Sherilyn Kenyon book. It's also a crown. That's fun. I love it. Okay, I know that I already showed this to you, but not only are these books wrapped, but they're wrapped in ombre order, which is amazing and so coordinated. And whoever did this deserves like a raise because that's incredible. I think I'm gonna start at the light purple, which seems to be the like smallest, and then work my way over to the biggest book. We'll see what's in here. So first up, we have The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal. This definitely looks like a sci-fi book. Oh, it's about a woman who's trying to become the first lady astronaut. That sounds really cool. A lady astronaut novel. Book 2. Next up, we've got By Fire Above by Robin Bennis. This one sounds like it's more of like a military novel, and it follows a woman who is trying to save her town from war. Ooh, and Catherine Arden said that it is gritty and slyly humorous. The Guns Above falls somewhere between Temeraire and Captain Aubrey. So much fun. That is high praise from Catherine Arden, who I love. All right, book 3. It is the newly redesigned cover of Vicious by Victoria Schwab, which I am so excited about. This looks amazing in person. Oh my god, do I love this. I have my old Vicious hardcover right here, and now you can see the new one. And the cover for Vengeful actually matches this one that's coming out toward the latter half of the year. But I am so glad because I really wanted to have a matching set, and this is just perfect, and I really love the whole look of this. Let's just see. It's black and red. Book number 4. We have got Zero Sum Game by S.L. Huang. It says, loved Trinity in the Matrix. Meet Cass Russell, a retriever with special skills. She can take any job for the right price until she takes the wrong job. That sounds like it's going to be a thrilling novel. Book number 5. So many books in this box. This is amazing. Ooh, then we've got Starless by Jacqueline Carey. And this is, for those who don't know, Jacqueline Carey is the author of Kushiel's Dart. And there's actually going to be another book coming out in that series, but told from like a different character's perspective, which I know a lot of people are so excited about. I have not yet read that series, so I do need to do that. It's about a guy who serves as the protector of the princess. It sounds like there's going to be a whole lot of court intrigue going on in here. Book number 6, City of Lies by Sam Hawke. This is a Poison War novel, and I've been really looking forward to reading this one. It's about a guy who is the master of poisons and chemicals, and then the chancellor of his society ends up being poisoned, and then him and his sister have to protect the chancellor's heir in order to save their city-state. It sounds like it's going to be really exciting, and it's like really thick, which I'm pretty excited about because I love very in-depth fantasy novels. Book number 7. This one is Death Doesn't Bargain by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is the second book in the Dead Man's Walking trilogy. Sorry, the Dead Man's Cross trilogy. The first one I have talked about on my channel a bunch of times. It has like a very pretty blue holographic cover, and this is the follow-up. It's about pirates. And then last book that we have in here. Yes! The Queens of Innislear by Tessa Gratton. I have been dying to read this book. This is a fantasy retelling of King Lear, which is the Shakespeare play, which I actually saw Shakespeare in the park, in Central Park, a couple of years ago, and John Lithgow was in it, and it was amazing. So I am very, very excited to read this one. It says 3 daughters, 1 crown, all out war. I seriously just cannot wait to read this book. I'm so happy right now. Oh my gosh, even the spine is beautiful. Oh, I love that, like, you can see her holding the crown on the spine. I feel like that's just like, how could you not be drawn to that if you see that on a bookshelf? And that is it for this unboxing. Thank you so much, Tor, for sending me all of these wonderful books. I'm like astounded by how many things were in this box, and again, how beautifully they were wrapped. That was such a pleasant surprise. So thank you so much. I am definitely going to be reading The Queens of Innislear very soon, and I also really love the new cover of Vicious. It looks amazing, and I cannot wait for Vengeful later this year. I'll give it back over to Kristen of the past to wrap up this video. So those are all the books that I've gotten in March and April thus far. I hope that you enjoyed this haul. Let me know if there's anything that you are excited about reading or anything new that I may have introduced you to, and I will see you guys soon in a new video. Bye!